This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So yesterday we worked the enterprise structure. Basically, we have set up the enterprise structure, keeping in view of a model utility company uh, where we are going to perform certain business processes in ISU, basically leading to the invoice creation and also posting the information to financial accounting, so the company code, and then under the company code, now we are going to set up the sub-ledger accounting system, which is basically FICA. So from the ISU perspective, we have set up the company code, controlling area, then we have sales org, distribution channel, and very important definition, division. Because in ISU, division plays a very critical role. Based on division only, we are going to set up what are called the contracts. And also the billing, what we do in ISU is configured based on the division. The billing master data is based on the division, and billing execution also happens based on the contract, which is division specific. So division, you can say, is almost like the heart of ISU. We have set up one division, which is basically the electricity. Although you can also set up the divisions like gas and water. Okay. Now, generally in any system, whatever we have done yesterday, enterprise structure, that is what it is actually. I mean, that is a thing what to do. But in case of ISU, after having defined the enterprise structure, we have to extend the data to the utilities. Okay. So the enterprise structure data, what we have prepared, some extension we have to give for that data in utilities. Okay. So what is that you have to do? We will see. And this is only specific to ISU. It's not that we do this activity in every SAP system, but from the ISU perspective, a kind of a extension of work or data we have to do in the case of enterprise structure. So let me go to that particular area where you can see that. So go to IMG.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir,
Yeah,
what is difference between ISU and IST? Here they say it is IST.
ISU and IST. ISU is a industry specific solution for utilities. IST means industry specific solution called telecom.
Okay, okay, okay,
Hmm. And ISR is a industry specific solution for retail.
okay.
That is a nomenclature. Hmm?
Okay,
IST. Yeah, yeah. So we'll go to SAP Utilities, and then here you can see basic settings and the enterprise structure. Okay, select it. Allocate company codes to division. Now, in general SAP, you don't have to assign the division to the company code because division we are assigning it to sales organization, and sales organization in turn is assigned to the company code. Okay, so division does not come directly in touch with the company code because we are assigning division to sales organization, and in a way we are also creating a sales area, and based on sales area we are actually preparing the billing document and then post it to the company code. That means whatever invoice you prepare for the division indirectly getting posted to company code because the sales org has been assigned to the company code. But in case of utilities, we don't bring upfront the sales organization in our business process. It is actually not used. In none of the business process in ISU, we require the sales organization. Only when you do some plant maintenance activities like notifications, that time the sales area and the customer will come in the process of creating the notification. But otherwise, for day-to-day operations in ISU, the sales organization is not relevant. Okay. So that is the reason what to do. We assign the division to directly to company code. Okay. Because division is the one on which on that basis we are preparing the contract. The business partner will have a specific contract for electricity, water, gas. Okay. And every month you're going to prepare meter reading and billing for each of these contracts. And then we are going to post the invoices into the financial accounting through the FICA. So that is the reason we are assigning division to company code. The reason why we assign division to company code is On this basis, we set up in future the account determination. Okay, there are two important account determinations we do in the business. One is the revenue account determination, which is called sub-transaction account determination, and the reconciliation account determination, which is called main transaction account determination. So division, company code, and one more parameter, ID for account determination. These three will come into the picture for the account determination. Okay, so that's the reason we have to assign it. Now here what we see, we had earlier copied our company code from 0001. So the company code 0001 had its own divisions, for example 01, 02, 03, like that. But now what has happened, because we copied the company code from 0001, it has also copied the assignment of the division. Okay, so if we go to our particular company code, which is basically 555, okay, ours is basically 555 4 we have set up for 3 for 4 and 5, so ours is 5, correct. So basically these settings what are given here, 555, they are assigned with the divisions what were originally assigned to company code 0001. We don't require it, so what we have to do, we have to select these lines which are not required by us and then delete. Okay, after deleting we have to save it. Then we will make an entry for our company code. So go to new entry. Our company code is 555 and our division is basically 55 electricity. And then here you can also give a position for the joint accounting 2. Okay. Now here, of course, we have not defined more than one division, but if you have defined more than one division, we can also use the concept of joint invoicing. Basically, what is the joint invoicing? Here we have three options. Okay. Now, basically, in the company code 555, we will have a contract for division 55. Now, that contract, how to do the invoicing? So first you do the billing, and then you prepare the invoice. Okay. So here you have got three options. Contract must be invoiced jointly with the other contracts. That means, suppose, let us assume the business partner is having three contracts. One contract for 55, one contract for 56, one contract for 57. One is electricity, another is gas, and third is the water. Okay. Now, if you have prepared a billing document for one contract, then you must prepare invoice along with the invoice of the other contract. That means if you've got three billing documents, we have to merge them into three different invoices. Instead of preparing three different invoices, we can merge them into one single invoice. Okay, that's called joint invoicing. Contract must be invoiced jointly with the other contracts. Okay. Second, contract can be invoiced jointly with the other contracts. Okay. That means it may or may not be. Two is basically flexible. If you want to do joint invoicing, you can do, or we can also do it independently. Third is saying contract must not be invoiced with the other contract. Okay, that means it will be never possible for us to do the joint invoicing individually. We have to do. Okay, usually one thing comes into picture is the end billing dates may differ for one contract to another contract. Let's say in a month, every month when you do the metering and billing, we are doing the metering date for the particular business partner. 10th is a date on which electricity has been read. 12th is a day. 15th is a date on which gas has been read, and maybe 20th we have done the water. Okay, that means we have to first do the metering and then billing, then invoicing. Okay, so until you have done all the meterings and billing, we cannot do the invoicing. If it is contract must be invoiced jointly with the other contracts. Okay, so normally what we do is we fix up a date which is similar for all the divisions or the meters, so that more or less on the same day or one day difference we have done the meterings, and then you can do the billing. Then you don't have to wait for the other billings to be done to prepare the invoice. Okay, so that on one single day you can combine all the billing documents into one single invoice. Okay, so contract must be invoiced means we cannot generate the invoices separately. Okay, we have to put them together into one single invoice. But second option is it is flexible. You may or may not. Okay. Third is clearly says it cannot be. Okay, that's the option. So here we are selecting two. Okay, maybe if required, we'll add one more division later. We will see how to use it. But actually, we are going to post invoices with division, without division. Both we are going to try. So we will keep that option open. Now save it. The other assignment what to do is required from the point of view of device management. Okay. Basically, in SAP ISU, we have something called the device management, which is equally important application module. Device means basically from the ISU perspective, we are talking about a meter. Okay. Device is a special capability, special meter. You can see a device is a special equipment, also called as ISU equipment. Generally, in plant maintenance module, we maintain equipment. Okay. It is basically general equipment, which is not industry specific. Okay. But in ISU, we'll be creating industry-specific, devices, industry-specific equipment, which are called device. So device is a name given to a specific kind of equipment created in ISU. And there are different types of devices what we come across. But one common device what we come across is the meter. Okay. We have electricity meters, we have gas meters, we have the water meters. Okay. And these meters are installed so that they measure the consumption on a cumulative basis, and based on their readings we come to know what is the consumption, and then you prepare the billing document. But in the device management we use a system defined division category. Okay, because electricity, gas and water, these are industry specific divisions. Whatever meters we create, they must provide certain features which are pertaining to either electricity or water or gas. Okay, meter is a very generic term, but how will the system know at the system level which is truly a electricity meter or gas meter or the water meter? Accordingly, different processes can apply in terms of meter reading and billing. Okay, so that is the reason what we do. Whatever divisions we are defining in enterprise structure, we assign to system defined division category. Okay, the system defined division category will take care of the device management, and divisions what we define will be used for billing configuration. Okay, so that means we are integrating our billing divisions with the system defined division category. So we will select it, and then here we have to do new entry. Our division for electricity is 55. Okay, this is the division what we have defined, and this will be used in future for billing configuration, but we have to assign it to system defined division category 01 electricity. The 01 is something what is SAP has given. It is coded actually. Okay, so we cannot create our own division categories. These are originally provided in SAP and they are internally coded. Okay, so we are assigning our definition with the system definition, and then in future all our devices will be created based on the division category, but their billings will happen based on the configuration what we're doing for our own division what we are defined in the enterprise structure. So now we will save it. So this completes our basic structure. We have to do one more activity for sales and distribution called common distribution channels and common division. We will see that after some time when we are ready with the business partner. At the time of creating business partner, we can also maintain that information, and that is very much required for us to create the customers in the background. Okay, that's called common distribution channels and common division. Actually, in earlier systems, like in before ECC5, that data used to be set up automatically by the system. When you do the enterprise structure, that data is to be automatically set up. But from ECC5, that's not happening. So we will do it ourselves. So now we have completed the basic enterprise structure, and also we have given the system assignments in terms of the division assignment to company code and also assigning division to division category. Okay. Now having done this, we will start doing configuration step by step in the FICA. Okay. Now FICA configurations will happen under contract accounts receivable and payable. Actually, the word payable is a misnomer actually. Contract account receivable only. It's not payable. Vendor accounts will remain as it is. That means standard vendor management. We can create a vendor using the XK01, and then we maintain a reconciliation account, and that will be used for preparing the purchase order and also posting the incoming invoice. Okay, but when you say contract account, it is referring to only customer accounts, the consumer account, the consumer who is going to basically have the what you call the contract with utility company for providing the utility services. Okay, so basically the contract accounts receivable and payable is a sub-ledger accounting system wherein we manage contract accounts for processing the invoices for the contract accounts. So let's go to the financial accounting new, and then we have to select here the contract accounts receivable and payable, and then select the organizational unit. Okay, so before we come to configuration of the FICA, we must have already set up the company code. That is a prerequisite. So once company code has been set up, we will take it forward for starting configuration in FICA. The first activity is set up the company codes for the contract accounts receivable and payable. Okay, that means we are going to recognize the company code is going to manage postings for the contract accounts, or you can say a particular company code is going to provide an environment for the FICA operation. Basically what it means, under that company code we'll have the contract accounts for which we are going to prepare the invoices, and these invoices will be posted into the company code. Okay, that's a basic meaning of the company code for the contract accounts. Select here. Now here you don't have to do anything at the moment because we copied from 0001, which is already having the setting in the FICA. So our company code is also available here. Basically an entry should exist in this particular screen so that system will understand in this company code we are going to manage FICA. Okay. Now there are certain boxes here which we will try to understand as the time will go by. Even though you're not activated anything at this point of time, the FICA process will happen. But these are some kind of tweaking what will happen. So whenever it comes to particular process, we can see whether it can be used or not. Okay. So these are not the mandatory requirements what we have to activate. We will activate them if required, and what are the scenario for which these activations can help. Okay, so that's why these check boxes are given. But basically if the entry is available on the screen, which means we are performing the contract account receivable payable postings in the particular company code what we are having. Okay, so basically 555 will be managed henceforth as a company code under which you're going to have contract accounts posting. This is done already, we don't have to do. Now define the company code group. Basically what is company code group? In our case we have got only one company code. Okay, sometimes what happens in utility operation, there can be more than one company code. Okay, for instance we have got, let us say here, a company code 555. Let us assume this company code is doing the electricity operation. We have got another company code that is doing water, and then we have another company code 557. Okay, the gas. Okay, now these are all the company codes belong to a group. Okay, and the contract account will be used for posting invoices in any of these company codes. That means if you create a contract account, the invoice what you prepare for the contract account can be posted into 555, 556 and 557. For that what to do, we create one company code group. After creating the company code group, we are going to assign the company codes to the company code group. Let's say company code group is created as let us say 6000. Okay, to 6000 company code we'll be assigning individually all the three company codes, and then when you prepare the contract account master record, in the particular contract account master record we will enter the company code group. Okay, by basically maintaining the company code group in the contract account, which means we can post the invoices to any of the company codes which are available under the company code group. That's the basic purpose of the group. Now, whether you have one company code or multiple company codes, we have to create a company code group because there are certain data which are defined at the group level. For example, the budget billing procedure, you can set up the tax determination rules for the group. Okay. So whatever you define for the group will be applicable to individual company codes. And among these company codes, one of the company code you have to nominate as a paying company code. Okay. So we'll be conferring later payment methods, incoming payments and outgoing payments. So for the outgoing payments, we have to nominate one of the company code as a paying company code. So actually paying company code was not mandatory till ECC 5, but from ECC 5 onward, it has become mandatory. So while creating the company code group, we have to assign one of the company code as a paying company code. Okay. So we will create one company code group straight away. So select define company code groups, select the new entry. Our company code group is, let us say, 555, and we will say Mumbai Utilities, Mumbai Utilities Limited group, and the paying company code is 555. We have only one company code that will act as a paying company code. We will use this paying company code in the future for setting up the paying company code configuration for the external and outgoing payments. Okay. After creating the company code group, we will assign the company codes to company code group. Select the new entry. Our company code group is 555 and we are assigning the company code 555. Okay. And then save it. So we have set up what you call the company code group, and then we have assigned the paying company code. Now, when you prepare the contract account, we'll be entering the company code group, and also we'll nominate one of the company code as a default standard company code for the on account payment. Okay. So what is on account payment? I will tell you. So at the moment, we have got only one company code in the company code group, but suppose you have got three company codes under the group. One of the company code can also be nominated as a standard company code for posting the on account payment. Okay. So first we will save this information. Now this information come handy when you create what you call the contract account. Now basically, as you know, there are two important master records in the system. One is called basically BP, that is a business partner, and another is a contract account. Now, basically what is a business partner? In case of ISU and most of the industry-specific solutions, including CRM, we create what we call a business partner. Okay. In sales and distribution, we create business partner acting as a customer with the partner function. Like a customer is acting as a sold to party, ship to party, payer, and bill to party. Then you require a complete information for the customer, including the sales area data and company code data. So there we are maintaining data considering the requirements of the processes what to do for the customer. That means for the customer, you have to create a sales order, deliveries, billing. Okay. For this to happen, we require certain data, and that data will be stored in sales area. And also customer is acting as an account by itself. So for posting the invoices for the customer account, we maintain the company code data. Okay. So in general, we can say a customer is managed in three groups of data: general data, sales area data, and company code data. But in ISU, you don't require customer. Even in insurance also you don't require. Probably in telecom also you don't require the customer. Okay. Because there's no need to create any sales order, delivery, billing. Okay. So that is the reason what to do. We create something called business partner. The business partner is basically an entity with whom the business has got the certain business relationship. Okay. Here our company code is providing electricity distribution, and we have the business partners, consumers who are having that connection and consuming the electricity. Basically, business partner can be an individual like a household consumer, or a business partner can be a business organization. Okay. So the household consumers are using electricity for the household purpose, Whereas the business organizations will be using electricity for business purpose. They are either doing some production or using in an office. Okay, so accordingly, the certain data can be kept differently in the case of business partner. Now, one important thing what we have to do here is when you create a business partner, we have to create a business partner in a particular role. Okay, the role is specific to the particular application in which you want to use the business partner. And here we create a business partner in a role which is called contract partner. We call it as contract partner. Basically, why you call it as contract partner? This business partner, when you create in this particular role, MKK, the particular business partner can be given a contract account. That means this particular role, what you're using here, MKK, is internally assigned to a role category in the system. Okay, so there is a role category which is available in the system, that is also MKK, and that is coded actually. Okay, this is coded. So when you create a business partner with the role MKK assigned to the role category MKK, the system will recognize that business partner as a ISU business partner, which means for this business partner, we can basically maintain a contract account, and also using the contract account, we'll be able to create a contract. So unless the business partner is maintained in the role of MKK, we cannot create a contract account, and also we cannot create a contract. So this is a primary requirement in the case of ISU. All our business partners are basically maintained in the role of MKK. Okay. Now, basically some kind of configuration also may be done for the business partner. That will be taken care by the logistic consultant in ISU. They will set up the configurations, and based on that, we should be able to create our business partner. So first, let us create one business partner, keep the partner ready, and then for that particular business partner, we are going to create a contract account. But for creating the contract account, we have to do certain configurations. Okay. So that
Sir,
see,
uh,
yeah,
sir, sir, for example, if business partners flows from CRM to
huh.
downstream, then
Yeah,
there must be mapping of role. Now, for example, business partner in CRM is sold to party. Then
huh.
when it will flow to CI, and from CI to FICA, it will flow as a contract partner. If
Yes,
I'm
yes,
not.
yes, 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 correct, correct. Basically, here also what to do, uh, we create business partner upfront in ISU here, but sometimes what they do, even in ISU, they may be using CRM system as a kind of, agent-driven solution. So in case suppose they create a business partner in CRM, it can
Yes, sir.
flow into ISU as a business partner with the role MKK. And
Okay.
then once the business partner is created in ISU, we can also map the business partner as a customer. Okay. Actually, for ISU purpose, we don't require the customer master, but we'll be doing some kind of plant maintenance activities. So for which customer master is very much required. Okay. Because
Okay.
without the customer, we cannot do the notification. Okay. So first we can create a business partner, and you can configure it in such a way for every business partner what we create, we can have a customer also created in the background. Okay, that's what we do. But in your case, you are actually not directly creating the business partner in CI. You are probably creating in CRM, and
Yes,
then
sir.
based on the connection between the CRM and the CI, there will be some
Uh,
basic integration. Master data
sir,
templates will be
yes, sir. Pied configuration is there, na? Uh,
yes, yes, yes. So the moment you create a business partner in CRM, it will automatically flow into CI. Yes,
okay.
that yeah. So now we will go to first the business partner creation. For that, general configuration is already available, so we don't have to get into BP configuration. But you must know what are the parameters we require. Okay. So basically, business partner is a cross application component. Why you call cross application component? It is something what you use in multiple SAP systems. We use in SAP ISU, we use in CRM, we use it in insurance, telecom, okay? Except, SAP SD, in all other systems, we basically manage the business partner as a concept. Now from S4HANA, what has happened, it has become mandatory. We have to create BP, whatever may be the end requirement. In the S4 HANA, they have deactivated the creation of customers and vendors. We cannot directly create any customer or vendor in S4HANA. We have to create a BP and then extend with the role of customer in the sales area and also company code. That has come into picture effectively in the case of S4HANA. Now we'll go to cross application component, and then here we have got the SAP business partner, and then select the business partner, basic settings, business partner roles. Okay, define the BP roles. Okay, so here the roles are defined. Usually you don't have to define any role, because ultimately even if we define a role, it has to be assigned to a system defined role category. Okay, so there's no need to have multiple roles created for the same role category. So we use as a standard MKK as a role. So in the standard SAP system, SAP has already provided a role called MKK, which is called contract partner. Okay, and this particular BP role has been assigned to a what you call the role category here as MKK. MKK is the role category. This is originally provided by SAP and it is coded. Okay, we cannot have our own role categories. Role categories are system defined. Depending on that, so many things will happen in the system. The views, what screens should come, what fields are required. Okay, that whole arrangement is done through the particular role category what we have here. So MKK is a role upfront what you use, but internally it is assigned to role category MKK. Then for creating business partner, we maintain number ranges. Okay, basically number ranges are required. So here number ranges and groupings, define the number ranges, and then intervals. Already so many number ranges have been used, created. We can use any one of them. Otherwise, you can create our own number range. But at the moment, so many number ranges are available. But if you really want to set up, you can select the interval, and then we'll say our number range is 50, and it is going to start from 3801. There is a free number range available now. We might create, not more than 10 or 20. So we can keep it as, maybe 3,900. So around, 99 business partners you can create. So the ending number is 3,900, and we'll keep it as internal. If you mark it as external, then every time you create a BP, we have to give the number. So we will say insert 50 is our number range. Okay. Now we will create one account group, and for that account group, we will assign the number range. So whenever you create a business partner, we can use that particular grouping. Okay. So go to define the groupings and new entry. Grouping we'll call it as 555 BPs, residential and commercial. Residential customers, residential and business organizations. So business partners could be BPs. Description is residential business organization, and the number range assignment what we have created. Our number range is 50. We will assign and then save it. Now later on we will see how to map also business partner into customer. Okay, because in future we are going to have one scenario where we prepare one SD invoice, and then for that we require the customer master. So first you have to create a BP and then create a customer master, and for BP we'll be maintaining anyway the contract account, and that account will be used for posting the SD invoice. So that means customer you don't have to maintain in the company code data. The moment you create a BP, we will also make the BP to act as a customer in SD module. And for the business partner, we will maintain the contract account, so that using that contract account, we can prepare the invoices in SD and then post to financial accounting. So now we will save this particular grouping. Now based on this grouping, we will go and create a business partner. So go to business partner master data, go to business partner, contract partner, create FPP1. Transaction code is FPP1. Broadly speaking, whatever business partner you create can be of two types. One could be person, otherwise it could be organization. The third possibility is it can be also a group. Okay. The person means individual. We also call it as a natural person or a individual person entity. That means the particular business partner is a household consumer. As an individual, they are using the utility services for the household purpose. Okay. Otherwise, it can be non-residential, basically an organization, a company like manufacturing company or a particular office or a bank or a cafeteria. These are all using electricity for the business purpose. Group concept used in other solutions like banking solutions, insurance, where like we prepare a joint account for two persons, then that is a group actually like that. So here we can select a person or organization. So more or less all the screens and fields are similar whether you create as a person or organization. But in the case of organization, when you create a BP, we can add some additional field like what type of company is this, to which industry it belongs to, what is the tax category. We can give the tax numbers in the case of BP master. Okay, so these additional fields will come into picture whenever you create a business partner. Usually for individuals, we don't have to maintain any tax numbers because they are not doing any business. They are not registered as a business entity. So for them, the tax numbers are not actually applicable. Okay. So we will create a person. Now, in the case of ISU, what we do, we also maintain a postal region structure data. Okay. Postal region structure data means whenever you enter any addresses in the system, we will make use of a predefined addresses maintained in the database. Okay, so basically we use here what we call a postal region structure data, wherein we define the city and then the streets and then the postal code. Okay, so all this information will be stored in our system as a city file. So whenever you maintain any addresses like the business partner address or connection object address, we have to select the predefined address parameter. So straight away, if I go, the city may not be available. Let me see whether I have defined any city called Mumbai. I do not think we have defined it. Delhi, Bangalore, we have defined. Pune, we have defined, I think. Okay. So just for our test usage purpose, we will define one city. Do you really want to change it? Yes. Okay. Now we'll go to all this data. We don't have to configure. This will be all configured by the ISU consultant. Okay. FICA consultant doesn't have to do any of these configurations or the data maintenance. BP in any way taken care by the ISU consultant. The FICA will come into picture when we have to actually create a contract account for the BP. Okay. But now we will maintain regional structure, postal code. Okay. We will define one postal code. So So 4401, 4404. Let us say 4401 is one such postal code we will use. So go to create the postal code 400001. Maximum it will allow only 6-digit numbers because for India the postal code is 6-digit. It has to be numerical number and it does not contain any alphabet, no special characters. So we will say country India and then mark it as delivery postal code and then save it. So we can define all such postal codes for the city in which the business partners are going to stay. So we have defined one such postal code. Then we will define city. The city is identified by a code which is called city number, and we maintain all the details like what is the name of the city, and for the particular city we will also pick up the postal codes. In a city there can be hundreds of postal codes. Whatever postal codes you create, we assign them to the city. So go to create a city. City number, we are maintaining internal number range, so we don't have to give any number. It will automatically give the city number. Okay, city number as a numerical. So let us say we will say Mumbai is the city. and then go to postal code. Whatever postal codes you have defined for India, they will all show here. But currently, this is our postal code 4601. Enter and then save it. So postal code is 4401 and the city is 44. 44 is basically representing the city called India. Okay, sorry, it's city called Mumbai. Now for the particular city, we can define all the streets which are possible. Okay, so go to create a street. The street number is also given by system. You have maintained a internal number range. So we are creating a street in the country India and for a particular city called 44, which is basically Mumbai. Okay, so go to continue. So can give one of the street name like Cherny Road, and then we go to postal street section. In postal street section, you can give what are the house numbers by lanes. Like the main lane is Cherny Road, but in that we have got sub lanes, sub lane 1, 2, sub 3, like that. So in each sub lane, what is the house number? Let's say house number starting from 1 to 200, and then the postal code is going to be 4001. You can assign. And if you're going to affix any affixes to the house numbers like A1, A2, that also you can manage. Suffixes starting from A2, Z4, and then 7. So now we have set up the one example of postal regional structure data. Like this, for the entire city, we set up the data. Okay, we can pick up that information whenever we create a business partner or a connection object. Wherever addresses are coming in utilities, we have to make use of the postal regional structure. Okay, now we will go to business master data, create a contract partner, select the person. Basically, we are creating as an individual, and we'll select the grouping what we have created as 555. And then title is, let's say, Mr. First name, can say some name. Now comes the street and house number. So street is, let us say, Cherny Road, and the house number is 22. It is for India. Automatically it will pick up the city. Okay, and based on the postal code, based on the house number, it has picked the postal code, and based on the street, it has selected the city. Okay, or you can first select the city and it will show what are the streets available, and enter the house number. It will automatically ping the postal code. Okay. Now to address overview, whatever address you are maintaining here, this is called standard address. That will be stored in the system as a standard address. And in utility, what happens, we start doing the move-in operations. Whenever the BP will move in into any building, it will copy the address of the building into the new standard address. That means here the system will basically change this address according to the place where the move-in is happening. Okay, that's the basic thing what happens. And then we go to identification. In case of utility, the identification is the primary important data. Basically, the entity which is going to avail utility services should have a proven identification number. The identification number is country specific. Like in India now, we mostly recognize for all the type of business partners, residential consumers, a kind of a Aadhaar card as the uniform identification number. So whenever you're going to apply for electricity, water, or gas, for anything that for that matter, the Aadhaar card and PAN card are the most important identification type. Now, in case suppose a business partner for some reason is not having identification like Aadhaar card, they might produce some other identifications which are valid in the country. Okay, so identification types are basically depending on the type of business partner. For individuals, we have one set of identification parameters, and for the business organizations, we use some other identification. Now, identification type we have configured in BP. By default, it is coming at Z300. These are all the possible, identification numbers for individuals like social security number, passport, ID card. But we have created here as Z300 as Aadhaar card, and you can give a number. After that, we go to control. Actually, control is required for giving where you can give a kind of a business partner type. This business partner type can be created by us. It is not provided by SAP. This business partner type can be actually used for statistical purpose, for reporting purpose, or also you can use the BP type for controlling the field status, which fields are mandatory, which fields are not mandatory. But we can just use one of the existing partner type as 0001. Now go to payment transactions. Now in the payment transactions, we maintain the information about the business partner's bank details. Okay, like this is a business partner with whom we will have the utility contracts, and here we are supposed to fill up the bank details of the business partner. Now it is not mandatory, you have to maintain, but if business partners are going for payment method like biller direct or bank transfer, okay, in that case the bank details are necessary. Because in the case of payment methods like payment run, we actually recognize payment methods as a biller direct or a bank transfer. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't maintain it, it means business partner is opting for the payment directly through a cash desk, or they can make the payment through a credit card, or they can make the payment through, let's say, bank transfer, net banking. Okay. But suppose if they gave the nomination to a bank saying that utility company will send the invoices directly to them, and they can make the payment, deduct the payment from the account, and then they make payment directly to utility company. In such case, we have to maintain the bank details. Okay, so we will maintain one bank detail here. We will use that information in the later stage whenever we adopt one of the payment method. Okay, so here I'm maintaining country India. The bank key I will maintain as ABB 3456. Enter. Bank name is Andhra Bank. Region street. Okay. Let's say Ranchor, Mumbai. Bank branch. Okay. City branch. And then you can maintain SWIFT code and all other information. Any IFSC code, all those things you can maintain. But basically, the bank ID is a bank key here. Okay. Then continue. And then in this particular bank, what is the account number of the business partner? Okay, so we will enter a number 5678890612, some number we have given, and then go to status and then save it. So now we have created one business partner to start with. Maybe if you create about 4 to 5 business partners, it is good enough for the entire testing of various business process, what to do. Technically speaking, even one BP should be good enough. We can go on creating a number of contract accounts, but we will say at the moment to start with, we have created a business partner 3801. Okay, so our BP is 3801. Now for preparing a contract account, we have to now do certain basic configurations in the FICA section. Based on that, we should be able to create a contract account. So let us see what are the configurations required. Now, whenever you want to create a contract account, it will ask two important things. One is, what is the BP for whom we are creating the contract account? That means unless you have created a BP master, we cannot create a contract account. So first comes the BP and then comes the contract account creation. Okay. But for creating the contract account, we have to configure a contract account category. Okay. So here we can see contract account category is defined. So this is defined in our configuration in the FICA section. Basically, what is contract account category? It is a categorization of the contract accounts what you create. Okay. Grouping attributes for the accounts which have the same control features. Okay. That means whenever you create several contracts belonging to particular contract account category, they exhibit the same data. That means the contract account category groups together n number of contract accounts which have similar features or the attributes. When contract accounts is created, is allocated to contract account category and has then particular characteristic. Broadly speaking, you can recognize two types of contract account category. One is the standard account category. This is the standard account category. And another is called collective bill account category. Collective bill account category. Basically, what is standard account category? We create a BP, and for that BP, I can create a contract account. And using this contract account, later you can do a contract created while doing the moving. ISC contract can be created. And whenever you prepare the billing document, we can prepare invoice using this particular contract account, and the receivables are posted. Okay, that means here we are using contract account to prepare actually an invoice to be posted into company code, for which receivables are updated. Okay, this is a standard contract account category. The collective bill account category will come to create what are called collective bill accounts. The collective bill accounts are not used for creating any contract. Okay, they actually come into picture in the final process when the payment has to be made. Okay, the collective bill account is making payment for a collective invoice, and that collective invoice is created for several contract accounts which are assigned to collective bill account category. Suppose let us say we have got three accounts, contract accounts 100, one more contract account is 200, one more contract account is 300. All these accounts belong to different factories of the same company. The factory has got three different locations, and each of them has been created as a business partner, and you create a contract account. And for all these factories, we have got the contract for electricity, water, and gas. Okay. So for the 100 contract account, there is a contract, and you have done the billing, and that billing and invoice value has come to 5,000 rupees. Okay. Similarly, for the month, for 200 contract account, 7,000 rupees is the amount. For 300 account, it is 10,000. Okay. So first you prepare regular billings, invoicing, receivables are posted. So for each account, we are actually posting the invoice. For 100, invoice is posted for 5,000. For 200, we have posted 7,000, and for 300, 10,000. But in the account master for 100 and 200 and 300, we have incorporated one collective bill account. We have also created one account separately, that is 400. The 100, 200, 300 belong to standard ISU or standard account category, but 400 account has been created with a collective bill account. Okay. Now, after creating the collective bill account, we will incorporate in the master record of 100, 200, and 300. In the master record, there is a field. What is the collective bill account? So here we will say it is 400. Okay. So for each one of them, we have maintained the same collective bill account. Let's say this is a central payer for all the three factories. That means individual factory need not pay the money. Once the invoices are posted, then what to do? We prepare a collective billing invoice for the 400. Then when you create a collective bill, it will simply check all the open items created for the individual account holder, and there it will find out there are three invoices and three values. Okay, then it will add them together, so it will become 5 plus 7, 12 plus 10, 22,000. So an invoice will be posted to the collective bill account as 22,000, but this posting will happen statistically. Okay, so there is some statistical posting will happen. Statistical posting means the items are created for only BP, but they are not relevant for posting into financial accounting. Like regular invoice, when you prepare, you have the account posted, and for the account you have got a reconciliation account, and then you transfer the data to the contract account and to later on to reconciliation account. But whenever there is a statistical, the items are relevant for BP, but they are not relevant for financial accounting. Okay. Why it is not relevant for accounting? Because you already posted the open items for the individual account. So we cannot again post 22,000 once again to the financial accounting. It will become double. Okay. So the collective bill account will come into picture for creating only the collective invoice, and that is only for the purpose of payment. Now the collective bill account holder will make payment of 22,000. Thereby it will clear the individual account payments. So 5,000 is cleared here, 7,000 is cleared here, and then 10,000. So that means basically collectible account holder themselves does not have any contract. They are not used for any billings or invoicing of their particular contract, but they merely come into picture for basically making the payment on behalf of the individual account holder. Okay, so that is a basic requirement here. So while defining the contract account category, we have to say, is it a standardized contract account or is it a collectible account? Okay, so we will see this information. So now we go to the configuration of the contract account. So go to IMG and then select the financial accounting new, and then go to contract accounts receivable and payable, and then go to basic functions, and then contract accounts. Number ranges for the contract account category. Now we can create our own number ranges. It can be internal or external. As you know, internal number ranges are always numerical, and external number ranges can be numerical or alphanumerical. Okay. Then we can maintain number ranges according to our requirement. Now let's say, for example, we recognize three types of standard account category. One account category for standard for the residential consumer, one account category standard for the commercial consumer, one for the industrial customers. Okay, so accordingly you can define three number ranges and then assign them to individual account category. All the three are basically standard only. We prepare invoices for all of them, but we are recognizing different category for them. All household consumers accounts belong to one standard category, and all commercial consumers account category belong to one category, like that. Okay, so basically here we will first define number range. Actually here number range are already defined. So many number ranges are defined, 0, 1, 0, 2. Now already it is used up to 5,000. So probably we'll have numbers available from 5,001. Here 5,100 is there. Probably we'll have the number available from the 5,100. Okay. So as the interval, 50 is the number range, and it is having number range coming from 5101, let's say up to 5,300. Okay. So we will add it and then save it. We are just creating short number range so that you can create some accounts in the future for our testing purpose. Now 50 is a number range what we're going to use. Now we have to define the contract account category and assign the number ranges. So select it. SAP has already given some account category. We can use them, or otherwise you can configure our own. Select the new entry, application area. Now this is the most important thing. SAP has classified the application areas in which contract accounts are managed. Okay. To start with, SAP FICA was available for three industries: ISU, telecom, and insurance. Then it became applicable for media company, public limited companies, and also FICA extended. That means you can also apply the FICA for non-industry specific environment. So application area, valid for all the company areas: media companies, public administration, utility, extended FICA, telecom, insurance, in-house development. Okay, but actually in one system we can activate for only one application area. That means in one SAP system, either you can activate for telecom or insurance or ISU. We cannot say in the same system